I've had a lot of years to think about what happened. That's the point, right? Can't undo what's been done. My mom tried to protect me, but she couldn't really. She was wasted a lot. I think her family disowned her because I don't remember any of them, and she sometimes talked about them, but no one ever visited, and she didn't have many friends. I liked school, did pretty well. History, theater, it was my escape. I felt safe and around the other kids. But all that changed in high school. I had few bad teachers, skipped classes, and somehow everybody knew about my mom, and I would beat anyone who would talk bad about her, got into a lot of fights, and finally got expelled, never went back. My buddy knew a guy who had a moving company, and he hired me. Money was steady, cash mostly. And moved in with few other guys and party every night of the week, blew my money as quick as I made it. From all the moving, I was strong and good shape, and I would get into a lot of barroom scraps. I would take on anyone. I was pretty cocky. But hey, what a 21-year-old guy isn't, right? By then, my mom was working a normal office job. She moved in with a preacher man and found Jesus. We drifted apart. I would visit her once in a while, but she and her boyfriend would yak about saving my soul and how my lifestyle and my friends were going to send me to hell. One day, I'm at work. Cops pull up. They cuffed me, took me to the station. Mugshots, prints, the whole 9 yards. Sat in a room for hours. Then a couple of guys show up, start asking questions. Where I was, who I was with, who did I talk to on a specific date. I told them, couldn't remember a whole lot, been drinking a whole night. Then one of the guys lights up a cigarette and puts the lighter on the table. He asked me if I recognize it. Before I answer to the question, he says, they found that lighter in the house where a woman and 2 small boys were killed. Picked up the lighter, holds it in my face. Asked me to read my initial engraved on the back. Later on, I got ID on a lineup. They said they have 2 witnesses who said I was the last person in the house when they left the party that night. They booked me and locked me up. I felt sick. I couldn't make bail, so I sat behind bars until trial. The moving company dropped off an envelope with some money and a note saying that they had to let me go. Never heard from them or from any of my friends again. The court appointed a public defender to my case, and some young skinny dude, soft hands, chin stubble, meets with me. And I asked him if this is his first murder case. He stared and said, "Sir, this is my first court case ever." The party was near North Beach. It was at my friend's sister's house. And a lot of people were there. I was drinking, doing a little coke, having a good time. Talked to this nice looking woman for a long time. And she did split up with her old man and said she had 2 of her young sons up there asleep in the back bedroom. And the party rolled on late. And after everyone left, I was still there talking to her, and I felt that she wants me to make a move on her, so I did. And we ended up on her living room couch, hot and heavy. Well, right as we're about to close the deal, one of her sons walks in and sees what's happening. She freaks. She starts yelling at me to get off her, stop raping her. The kid screams, "Why you hurting mommy?" Runs back to his bedroom. I panicked. But I snapped. And everything was a blur of fear and anger, like when my mom's boyfriend would knock me around. I strangled her and went back where those two boys were. Jury came back in an hour. All rise up. Guilty as charged. Triple homicide. I felt like I was on another planet. I remember that. A few days later, I'm sentenced to death. My lawyer patted my back, said sorry, he would file appeals. A week later, I'm on a prison bus, headed to San Quentin. Death row. The night before, they asked me what I wanted for dinner. I said, cheeseburger, fries, a beer, and an ice cream for dessert. Ice cream. I enjoy every single bite. Lay down on the floor that night. It was cold. I don't know why. It felt good. I listened to my breathing, my steady heartbeat, blood rush in my ear each time. I wrote my mom a letter in case she didn't visit. She said she wanted to see me, but she sounded worried and upset when I talked to her. I didn't expect her to show up, and I don't know if I wanted to see her anyway. What's the point? My number was up, and I would be just another flicker in human history, erased and forgotten from its memory. And when I thought about that, a dark, cold loneliness came over me, overwhelming. Nothingness. The end, but never the ending. Somewhere, but nowhere. An unknown person nobody knew existed. 3 guards unlocked my cell door 7:30 in the morning. They looked grim and silent. I joked that my appeal would ruin everybody's party. They cuffed me, put me in leg irons, 1 guy of each side, and 1 guy behind me. They led me to the gas chamber. Looked like strange submarine and an oval door. There were more guards there. 2 executioners. The priest was off to the side with his rosary and Bible. The warden was there too, and he read my sentence out loud. Everybody stood stone-faced. And after he was done, everything moved without any delay. Nobody looked me in the eyes. 2 guards led me into the gas chamber with another guy wearing a cloth mask, rubber gloves, carrying a small carton. The guard strapped me down tight on the platform and left. Executioner poured potassium cyanide pellets from the carton into a container underneath the platform and left. The chamber door closed, and a new strange silence closed in around me, like I was about to be launched in space. The air seemed weird, tinted. I heard a voice on the speaker above me, asking if I have any last words. I raised my head and I saw a guy walking up to the crowd outside and said something. I stared at their lips moving silently. My appeal. I waited for the door to reopen. Men stood around like they were waiting at the bus stop. There was a loud click, then a hiss. White mist rose up around platform and me. I wonder if my mom was there and looked around. I couldn't see her. The voice on the speaker said, "Relax and breathe deeply, so that way I won't suffer." The mist surrounded me like a cool fog. I felt a burn in my nose, a bitter metallic taste. My mouth started to water. I swallowed. My tongue felt thick and numb. Closed my eyes and took another deep breath. My lungs tightened, and instantly I felt dizzy. I took another deep breath. I coughed out spit. I was floating. My eyes couldn't focus and it felt like someone was standing on my chest. But there was no pressure, just a splitting sensation. No pain, just intense discomfort and anxiety. I shivered against swirling light, then darkness. I was tumbling weightless. There they were.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see an alligator, don't forget to scream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Verily, 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 life is but a dream. Verily, 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 life is but a dream.